All right, hello and welcome. If you're considering Woodstock School for your child, there's probably one massive question on your mind. What's the real cost? We're going to break it all down today. The fees, the extra charges, everything you need to know for your financial planning. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush. We're going to tackle the big one right off the bat. The question every single parent asks, what's the actual all-in investment for that first year at Woodstock?
And here's the number. You're looking at a budget of somewhere between 18 and 22 lakh rupees, and that's just for the annual fee. I know, that's a pretty hefty number. So let's unpack what that investment actually gets you.
So first things first, let's really get a handle on this main fee. It's super important to understand that this isn't just tuition for classes. Think of it more like a comprehensive package, one that's built specifically for a boarding school.
Yeah, what Woodstock does is they use something called a comprehensive annual fee model. It's actually a pretty smart and simple idea. They just bundle all the main academic and living costs into one single yearly payment. And honestly, this makes things so much easier for families to plan their finances, which, let's be real, is a huge, huge plus.
So you're probably wondering, what's actually in this bundle? Well, it's a lot. You've got all the big stuff, obviously. Tuition, textbooks, a place to live. But it's the other things too, right? Things like basic laundry, internet access on campus, even most of the field trips and social stuff. The whole idea is that your child has pretty much everything they need without you getting hit with surprise bills all the time.
Now, of course, this fee isn't the same for everyone. It actually goes up as your child moves into higher grades, which makes sense because the programs get more intensive. So for the middle school years, think around 18 to 20 lakhs. But for those final 2 years, it creeps up closer to that 22 lakh mark. And listen, this is probably the most important thing I'll say. These are just estimates. You have to, and I really mean this, you have to confirm the official numbers with the admissions office for the year you're applying.
Okay, so we've got the annual fee down, but, and this is a big but, that's not the whole story, especially for that first year. To really see the full picture, we've got to talk about the one-time charges. That's right, on top of the annual fee, every single new student has 2 other big one-time charges. And you absolutely have to bake these into your first-year budget. No way around it.
All right, so here they are. First, you've got the establishment fee, which is around 4 to 4.5 lakhs. Then there's a security deposit, which is roughly 3.5 to 4.3 lakhs. Now here's the key difference you really need to get. The establishment fee, that's a one-time cost. It's non-refundable. You don't get it back. The security deposit, though, that one is refundable. You'll get that back after your child graduates, as long as everything's paid up.
So, when you add it all up, that first year is a pretty big leap. You take your average annual fee, let's say about 20 lakhs, and then you pile on both of those one-time fees. All of a sudden, your total cash outlay for year 1 can get close to 28 lakhs. That is the real number you need to have in your head for planning.
All right, now that we're clear on the costs, we need to talk about the rules. This is the fine print, the stuff about payments and deadlines that you absolutely cannot afford to ignore.
And believe me, the school is not messing around with this. Their own policy document basically says that if your dues are overdue, they can restrict student benefits. This isn't just some friendly reminder, we're talking about real consequences that can affect your child's day-to-day life at school. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, first off, those due dates are non-negotiable. If you're late, you're going to get hit with interest and penalties. But honestly, the bigger deal, and this is the part that really hits home, is how it affects your kid. Overdue payments could mean they can't get their pocket money or use the school store or even get cleared to sit for their final exams. Oh, and one more thing to keep in mind, they're really strict that all payments have to come straight from a parent or guardian's bank account. Look, we all know this is a huge investment, and it can be a real stretch. So it's worth taking a minute to talk about what kind of support might be out there, through financial aid and scholarships. And the good news is, yes, there is financial assistance available. It's a grant application process, and you actually do it right alongside your main admission application. My best piece of advice here, start early. Seriously, don't wait until the last minute. It takes time to get all the documents together, and it's a really important part of your overall application. Okay, we have covered a ton of information. So to pull this all together, let's build a quick action plan. Think of it as your personal checklist to make sure you get through this whole process without any hiccups.
But before we hit that checklist, let me give you the #1 golden rule. As helpful as guides like this one can be, your single source of truth, the only official source, is the school's admissions office.
You have to verify everything directly with them. No exceptions.
All right, here we go. Your 4-step plan to stay ahead of the game. Step 1. Request the official fee sheet for the exact year your child will be starting. Don't use old ones or estimates. Step 2. Confirm everything. I'm talking every single number, the annual fee, the one-time charges, the due dates. Lock it all down. Step 3. Clarify. Ask them directly, what happens if a payment is late? Make sure you understand exactly what the consequences are. And finally, step 4, apply. If you're going for financial aid, get that application in early with all your documents ready to go. You follow these steps, and I promise you'll feel completely in control.
So, we'll leave you with this to think about. Once you have a clear picture of the full investment, the question really changes, doesn't it? It stops being just, what does it cost, and becomes, how can we make sure our child gets the absolute best outcome from this journey? And getting your financial plan sorted out, well, that's the very first and most crucial step towards answering that question.